I am pleased to be joined once again by Rosendo Sanchez, who is the head boxing coach for none other than the heavyweight champion of the world, Daniel Cormier, who's getting ready to fight again this Saturday at UFC 241 against Stipe Miocic in a highly anticipated rematch. Rosendo, thank you for the time. How are you?
Hey, how you doing? Thank you for having me on the show again. I'm excited. How you guys doing?
I'm great. I can't wait for Saturday. I'd like to just press fast forward and get there. How's DC looking so far in camp?
Camp went well. I'm excited to see him get out there at the cage and put this work in. That same thing. Same results are going to pretty much happen, I think.
The first fight ended rather quickly. A lot of people felt that this was a fight that would have gone maybe the distance because of Steve and how good he is at heavyweight. Did you expect DC to knock him out so quick the first time around?
I don't think we go into any fight expecting a knockout that quick. I think within training camps we work like we're expecting to go 5 rounds. A lot of people misconstrue like him having the power that he has. A lot of people don't understand as a heavyweight he's got that raw power that a lot of people don't believe. And as coaches, we we work with him and we're with him one-on-ones and all the time that we spend with him and know about him. So it's kind of crazy how people didn't think we could do it, and we know we could do it. So that's what I'm excited about.
DC is undefeated at heavyweight. Do you see a difference in him versus when he fights at light heavyweight? Is he more dangerous at heavyweight?
I believe he's a lot more dangerous because he doesn't have to go through that stress of cutting weight. I feel like he's just as fast, if not faster, with his footwork, his head movement, all the stuff that he does, and it's like there's no stress on his body. So him coming in, we still come in really good shape. He's, of course, not as light, but he's at a weight where we need him to be, where he's not too small, not too big, so he doesn't, deplete any of his stuff that we're working on.
Stipe obviously presents a lot of problems, and he's got a lot of power. He moves well for a heavyweight. He's going to look at that first fight and try and come in with a new game plan. What are you expecting as DC's boxing coach for Stipe to try to implement here in the second fight?
I think he's going to have to come in, I believe, and out, box a little more, move around a little more, and not try to get in that, because, a lot of people were saying he was picking us apart at the beginning. And a lot of people understand it takes DC a little bit, minute, two minutes in the round to start figuring you out and need to know what we need to do to implement the game plan, And, it's like, I believe if he wants to win this fight, he's got to stay on the outside. If not, it's going to be an ugly fight for him again, And I believe we're expecting a 5-round fight, but I don't see it that way. I see it, as a coach, I think after 3 rounds. That's what I'm calling.
When you look at DC's career as a whole, where do you think he ranks? Not just as a heavyweight or light heavyweight, but just
it's like I don't want to be biased because I'm his coach, but you got like the Anderson Silva, all these guys. But then you Jon Jones, But I feel like you take him out of the equation. They got tested positive for performance enhancement drugs, so that's where people can say, well, they're the best. But it's like, look, we've been fighting clean our whole career. Why can't we be one of the best pound for pounds in this industry?
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I feel like by the time DC is done fighting, I put him on that Mount Rushmore of mixed martial artists, no doubt about it. The co-main event, I got to get your thoughts on that. Nate Diaz making his return to the octagon against Anthony Pettis. Who do you like in that fight and why?
Man, Anthony Pettis is on a spree, looking just absolutely great. Nate Diaz, I think he's a great fighter too. That's a tough one to pick. If I want to lean towards one, I'm going to go Pettis just a little bit, just because Nate's been out for a little while, but that doesn't mean that he can't come out and win that fight. I'm excited to see the fight because there's going to be fireworks.
Yeah, I can't wait for that one either. I can't interview you and not bring up the name Jon Jones. Obviously, him and Daniel Cormier are synonymous with one another. You can't mention Jon without mentioning DC and vice versa. Is that the fight that Cormier wants before before he hangs it up? Is he gonna get in there for a third time?
This is our opinion as it is. We don't need the fight, because as we look forward, we want him to be healthy, happy, going out and performing in the gym, in the cage, performing and being, you know, who he is. And if he can, after this fight and he's responding, his body's responding, everything, yeah, we would like that fight. But is it going to change, who he is or what he is? No, not at all. It would be nice if we can get that fight again on an even playing field. Will we get it? We don't know, because it's happened twice already where it wasn't on an even playing field, But it is what it is. Well, I can't, at the end of the day, whether we like the guy or not, he is a great athlete. It just sucks that he has to do what he does to help himself in any way to beat us. And it's sad because I feel like it's putting a tarnish on our legacy.
Obviously Jon Jones is one of those guys that everyone looks at as maybe one of the greatest pound-for-pound fighters ever, much like DC. But do you feel that because of his popping for steroids now twice?
I'm sorry, you cut off.
I was just wondering, what you thought of, Jones popping for steroids, and if that tarnishes his legacy moving forward, if people are looking at him differently.
I want to say yes and no, because it's hard to say, because depending on what fan or what person is looking at that, for me as a coach and maybe outside being a coach, like, I don't want to be part of somebody that needs a cheat to become the greatest at something, For me, it's like you go out there, everybody's doing the same things, working hard, don't need no extra edge to fight somebody. But I think physically, mentally, we were in his mind, so he's like, there's no possible way I can beat you unless I'm doing this.
Cormier is one of the greatest competitors I've ever seen inside the cage. Do you think that although he's lost twice to Jones, that second fight has an asterisk on it because he popped for steroids after the fight? Do you think that just lights the fire a little bit more in Cormier, knowing that he wants to get back in there, though, and just kind of, get that second loss, especially, just kind of wiped out of everyone's mind?
Yes and no. I think, like you said, we went out there and we had our game plan. We went out there. Yeah, we got caught with the kick. It is what it is. But yeah, I really do think that it fires his fuel that he wants to get back in there and kick his ass, and we know we can. He says he's not going to come up to fight as a heavyweight. There's a reason why he says that, He knows where he's comfortable, and it depletes us a little bit with the power, but I think we're gonna have to meet in the middle somewhere,
Okay. Yeah, no, that makes all the sense in the world. Now, I know you're just finishing getting a new fresh haircut for this weekend. Is Cormier?
Not yet.
Looks good.
Yeah, no, not yet. Almost. I'm next.
You're next. Okay. All right. Well, it still looks good. Now, did you say is DC in there right now getting his haircut too?
He's actually here with me. He's doing a phone interview just like me right now.
Very nice. Well, listen, tell the champ I said, best of luck this weekend. It's always a pleasure to talk to you, Rosendo. For anyone that wants to follow you on Twitter, it's at Rosendo Sanchez. I believe same thing on Instagram. Always a pleasure having you join me, my man. Have fun this Saturday, and we'll talk again soon.
Oh, yes, and I wanted to say one thing. Tomorrow, I'm going to be giving out a couple shirts. So if you follow me, you might get lucky and get a shirt, a Sanchez boxing shirt.
Nice. And then you got to follow you on Twitter?
No, on Instagram.
Instagram. Okay. All right. So I'll make sure to put that in the notes here for the interview. So people, I know that's a popular shirt, man. You're one of the best boxing coaches out there.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for having me on. If it's not for you guys, we wouldn't be nothing without you guys. You know what I'm saying?
I humbly appreciate the kind words. Have fun the rest of this week. I know it's one of those cards that everyone's all jacked up about, so I appreciate you taking the time, and we'll talk again, buddy.
All right. Have a good day.